Hello and welcome to day 12 of my 30 days mobility training for beginners. Today we are focusing on hip mobility. So let's start by shifting our hips from side to side, legs wide apart, hands on your waist, just shifting from one leg to another leg to warm up those hips. For the next exercise, bring your elbow to the opposite knee and then change the leg in this dynamic move. Strong core, nice and tall posture, eyes look forward. Working on coordination and balance here as well. A few more. Now for the next exercise, we are going to turn toes out and then turn the heels out and then bring the heels in and then the toes in and repeat. This is a great move for our feet, for our knees, for our hips to improve the mobility of your leg. For the next move, bring your heel to meet your hand and then change the leg, working on our hip rotation. If your foot cannot meet the hand, it's fine, just bring them as close as possible. Now we're gonna do the same thing, just the leg will be behind us. So our toes are meeting with our hand. Great, next exercise, we're gonna squat with our feet forward and then we're gonna turn out our toes into the sumo squat. Working here on your quads, on your adductors, on your hip mobility and coordination. Now lateral squat, we are moving side to side and our opposite arm is reaching towards the leg. Great for strengthening the hips, stretching the adductors in the thighs, strengthening your core. For the next exercise, you can stand by the wall or the chair. I call this exercise a clock exercise. So start with your foot at 12 o'clock, then move it to 1 o'clock, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then bring your leg back to 12 o'clock, and then change the leg and repeat. Great for strengthening your hips, great for preventing hip pain, improving hip mobility, improving your core strength. Make sure you're standing nice and tall and only your leg is working, the rest of the body is not moving or helping. And one last time. Now kneel on the floor, take your foot out for the adductor stretch. For this one again, you can put your hands on the chair or on the sofa or do it by the wall. Push your hips as low as you can. Again, upper body is nice and straight. Feeling that stretch in the inner thighs, in your hips. Now put both of your hands on the floor and turn your knee inward towards the floor. Working on the hip rotation. I'm showing here two variations. One, you can straighten the leg and then turn the knee to the floor. I think this is the easier option. Your foot is turning as well. As you can see, you're working with your own range of motion. You can go slower. Now change the leg. First we will start with the adductor stretch. A few more. Upper body is nice and tall. Feeling that stretch in your adductors, in your hips. Now put your hands on the floor again. You can straighten your leg and then turn your knee inwards and towards the floor. Hip rotation, very important for the overall hip mobility. Stay on all fours for our next exercise, which is called hip cars. So lift your knee to the side as high as you can, rotate it back and bring it down to the floor. Now let's change the leg. Bring your knee as high as you can to the side and then slowly rotate it backwards and inward and bring the knee to the floor and repeat. You should feel the burn in your hips, in your glutes. Make sure that your lower back is not bending. The core is strong and supporting you. Only the hip is doing the movement. For the next exercise, sit on the floor, extend your legs forward and put them as wide apart as you can into a pancake stretch. You can also walk with your hands, so you can bring your upper body towards the floor for a deeper stretch and stay here for about 15 to 30 seconds, making sure that your lower back and upper back are not arching. You should feel a nice stretch in your inner thighs or adductors and your hips. If you want a deeper stretch, you can move your hands even more forward. Remember to breathe. And then let's come out of this position. Bend your knees for our next exercise, which is 90-90 hip stretch. Slowly rotate both of your knees to one side towards the floor. Bring them back up towards the ceiling and then rotate them to the other side. It's a slow and controlled move. Work with your own range of motion and go as close to the floor as you can without feeling the pain. Remember, we should feel a slight discomfort. 6-7 out of 10. A few more. And now get back to all fours. Put your knees wide apart at about 45-degree angle for the dynamic child's pose. Feeling that stretch in your glutes, in your hips, in your inner thighs. Strong core, neutral back. A few more. And stay here for a few more seconds for a deeper stretch. This is similar to a frog pose, but the angle between your knees is much smaller. Slowly come out of this pose. And we are done for today. Great job, everyone. See you soon.